Fire and brimstone hell has descended upon us. Greetings. Today I am doing a video with Monchi here. Monchi is a very experienced player. He is the Satan to my devil. Or the Satan to my angel, I mean. Is a mistake. I am a nice and kind, caring person. Monchi is evil. This is the number of the beast. So he recommends you borrow his Sanga because his Sanga is equipped for this and he wants the gold rose. So as you see here, add his number 100 201 387. That's the number of the beast. His name is John in game. This is his guide on how to achieve 36k on DeepDive as a new player. Very easy comp, no resources involved. You just need to have an E3 Winkle. You don't need plus 12 Winkle. And he will detail in the video I'm going to show what to do. So again, he is Satan. He doesn't believe in the power of the magic hat. He doesn't believe in the blue, except for Sanga. He doesn't believe in playing a trillion cards. He believes in playing 3 cards and ending turns. He is the Antichrist to what we believe in, playing 10,000 cards a turn, taking your time, thinking strategically. He just wants to smash. He's a Jellet player. He just wants to smash. So be wary of his advice, except for in this case. So again, he is Satan. Treat his words with caution. The devil would not be trying to tempt you if there wasn't something valuable. Okay? Again, he is Satan. Peace out.
Because it creates a strike and defense, and Sanga combined with Horla's Joy gives, think about 26 Alamis, so one posse is around
Also,
50
you have to
Alamis.
explain to borrow your Sanga, your UID, yes. And to level up their Winkle's talent. Click on the
yes.
Winkle. Yeah.
So, generally, if you don't want to reset your runs over and over and over again, you want to be able to exalt first turn for Winkle. Otherwise, you might have to re-roll your hand in order to exalt in the first turn. How can you achieve this? Normally, you can use this wheel, Hymn of the Divine King. Sorry, Hymn of the Sovereign, I think it's called now. Or you can get...
he means Tulu wheel and
so Madness Omen. That helps to get her starting Alamis. The re-evolution set. And if you don't have a high enough talent or a high enough level of the hymn, you could use a rare wheel called Favor, which also gives them 20 Alamis when they start. Horla is helpful because of her joy, and it provides retain and more Alamis, and this whole comp is about providing Alamis to Sanga. Essentially, she is technically replaceable. You can replace either her or Miriam with Murphy, or perhaps even someone else. But Murphy does provide good shields and arithmetica, so that's always helpful. In general, for Horla, you want to stack some death resistance. And I like to use the Whisper wheel. It's not mandatory again. You can choose to choose something else. But this provides 50 Alamis to the Awaker of the least Alamis at the end of the round, which is fairly helpful to ensure that Sanga can do her exalt in the next fight. I think that's about it. Using hand size wheels, fairly convenient, I would say, especially when you combine it with the retain of Horla's Joy, and having some silver key charge using the life drain covenant helps with the ephemeral eternity, letting you spam it more often. I think that's about it for the.
Let's go in and do it.
So I'll go into the run. Normally, you need to borrow a minimum overexalt Sanga. I prefer to use my own because I find that my wheels can allow her to exalt more often, generally letting her do a double overexalt. in the same turn during the boss fights. But you need to find a Sanga that... This one's also a good one, this level 91 with the Lily Wheel. That provides a pretty big shield. And Sanga scales off death res, so both of these wheels give a lot of death res.
So
I'm
recommend
not a fan of
borrowing
this.
Monchi's because you can give him some gold rose when you borrow his. Just add his
Yeah.
UID right here.
I can show my UID, yeah.
Yeah, I can see it at the bottom left of your screen.
That's true.
Yeah.
So generally, when you start off, you normally have to do the first two fights. In this case, there is a shop that you can enter. So I'll talk quickly about the sell order. You want to sell 3 cards. Normally you're only allowed to sell 2, but sometimes there's events that let you remove additional cards. So you want to sell Horla's 2 card, Miriam's 2 card, and Sanga's 4 card, and Sanga's 2 card, if you need to get to the 4th card. So I'll sell this first. And when you're doing the dive, since you need 8 relics to guarantee max score, you want to buy every silver relic, regardless of what it does. So entering the first fight, as you can see, because my Winkle's Alimus talent was at level 6 with a 3-star Hymn of the King wheel, I start with more Alimus than necessary to do an exalt right away. In this case, you almost always want to be in the Calm Sea stance for the extra shield.
That is white stance.
And you want to look at your first hand to see if you can do Horla Joy. In this case, you can't because I didn't get the Joy card, but that's fine. I'll eventually get it. So now you want to build as much Alimus on your characters as possible. And these are all strikes and defenses, so I'll just spam them all. I do like to build up the Ultra turn in the first 2 fights, so you could choose Annihilate as well. It's not mandatory. But because Sanga cannot exalt, I will use Winkle's exalt onto Sanga. And then in this case, the Pendulum relic, the Chrono relic, sorry, gave a strike, so I'll use that too, just for some more Alimus.
So, cause his Sanga has all that crit, all that shield, Sanga scales off of shield, and her exalt's very good.
In the events, you always want to go for the sigils, or if there's a free relic. We'll do next fight. So it's the same pattern. Go white stance. Look for joy if possible, and that's not possible, so I'll just use grief. Strike. Once again, not enough Alimus for Sanga, so I'll use my Winkle Exalt. And everyone will die. I do sometimes like to look for if there's a good card, if there's a mirror, I will choose that. But for now, none of these are too special, so I'll just abandon and get more HP. For the Awaken, you want to awaken either Winkle or Sanga first. Either or, doesn't really matter in the order. Now on the first elite, you want to try to get Sanga's Overexalt here before you do anything.
Does more damage and it permanently affects her during the entire fight. That is why.
See if it's possible.
So you do that on long fights.
Giving more Alimus to the team. I mean to Sanga. So I will not. Oh, never mind. I do have my posse now, so do my posse. Now Sanga can overexalt. So her overexalt gives her more scaling. So any future exalt that she does is stronger, and her exalt's damage based on the shield. So you can see here, basically the shield gain. I mean, the shield gain is increased by 200%, but it's the important part is here. Causing damage from lost R and basic strength in this battle to receive an additional 100% shield bonus. And this keeps stacking, so in the boss round, you'll see me just keep using the over exalt.
Just like G-Doll.
So I won't be able to do a second over exalt, so I'll just do a normal one here. And he's dead. In terms of the cursed relics, Magic Hat is pretty good. Wind Chime is also good as well if you know what the boss does. Generally, I would not recommend it though. In this case, I'm going to go with the distress signal just to make sure the run is more, say, consistent. So every regular encounter after the elite mob will have around 20,000 HP. In this case, you would treat it almost similar to an elite. You would want to do over exalt on Sanga first. So in this case, I don't think I can get there. I still have yet to get the joy card, so it is a slight problem, but not the end of the world. I normally do not use the exalt of Horla and Miriam during the regular exploration. So I'll take some damage here. It's not a big deal.
Why he didn't spend mana? Because he thought he had joy, but he didn't. He should have used the 4 cost in
White
this scenario.
stance as always. Then I can over exalt. So I probably do. So I'm going to save my ultra turn here. I do want to make sure Song can exalt again to do a double exalt. So 1 Winkle defense gets her over the line. And now I'm going to try to. I think that this is going to get him close to death. I could just tank this one hit and save and build up some elements for next turn, let's say, or next battle. I'm going to do that. Actually, maybe it won't kill him. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Basically, every battle you want to kind of balance preparing for next battle. So I want to just try and make sure I get a chance to top up the Alimus for all my characters. He's dead. Grab your sigils, event. So here, there is a free relic here. Normally, I would grab it, but Nightmare Apparition reduces your max health, which is a big deal for this comp, because if you reduce your max health, the shield gets capped by that, and that limits your potential damage.
Remember what I talked to you guys about earlier in the Alva, why Alva is really bad early game? Because your max HP is nothing early game.
Once again, you want to sell Miriam's 2 card, and you're going to buy every silver relic you see. So I will need to go to this shop to buy the last 2 relics. I'll awaken Sanga now. For the last battle before the boss. White stance as always. will not get over exalt. Winko lets Sanga double exalt again. Use Rouse card, top up the Alamus. He will get close to dying soon. After I do my second exalt of Sanga's. Or he's dead. Most horizons don't really matter here. So you can just get whatever has Alamus or really doesn't matter. So in this case, I see that I have 184 sigils left. So that is enough for 1 gold relic, which normally costs 80 to 100, and 1 silver relic, which is 40 to 60. So I'll get 1 gold and 1 silver. Since I just noticed, I have 28 left over and can buy 1 more horizon. Let's put in a defense card. So quite unfortunate. Horla really doesn't do much this run because I have yet to get her 0 cost card even once to use as the first card in the first hand.
But that 0 cost card is known as Joy by the community because that's its old name. Its new name is now Happiness.
Yes. So in the boss run, you want to almost always over exalt Sanga. So I will do the posse. Once again, the strike and defenses for Sanga give a lot of Alamus. You see here, 21. If I had Joy, this would give, like I said, 26 or 27. But quite unfortunate that that was not available.
So right now he can he can either Horla exalt or Miriam exalt for Sanga over exalt in this scenario.
Correct.
I think you need more than 5, but hopefully I'm wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it was more than 5.
So this is where you probably should sometimes just double check.
Yep. I was like that bar is less than halfway filled.
So unfortunate, I wasted 1 strike, but this comp has a lot of a large margin of error. Let's put it there. So I will be fine. For Miriam, generally you don't want these blue obsession cards because they do reduce your draw. So you want to use them up if possible. Build some Alamus for next turn. Now I have a choice to go Ultra Turn, and if you can see, my shield basically covers all her damage, so there's no need to go to Ultra Turn right now. And because, yeah. Oh, it's
obsession. You wanted to keep that as obsession?
Ah, I forgot. I converted it. Once again, large room for error. So I had over exalt, so went ahead and did that. Energy beam, if you use the leap effect, gives some Alamus, so may as well. And I'm going to use my posse to give Sanga more Alamus. Winko exalt to reset her exalt cooldown. And I should be able to do another over exalt here.
Every overexalt permanently buffs her.
So now she's phase changed and she will no longer attack here. What I would want to do here is essentially build up Alamus again for my Winko and for my Sanga. I don't need Ultra Turn, so you can see here why I said earlier on, you don't have to build up Ultra Turn because in this run, looks like I likely won't need to use it. But sometimes it comes in handy where you want to burst her. So maybe here, I'll just do it. Once again, over Exalt, Sanga, and it just gets stronger and stronger every time. I'll Exalt Winkle. He sets a cooldown. Because I have so many strikes and defenses, that should be enough to get me to over Exalt again.
You also refill with the Miriam mana too. That's why Miriam's on the team and the boss is dead.
Yeah. So Chosen One, I didn't use it a single time. But
yeah, that's
normally that's another card that can be used to top up Sanga as well as Horla's Joy card. This is why I said both of them are somewhat optional because they're just there to help give more elements to Sanga.
In emergency situations.
In emergency situations, exactly. The core members is Winkle. You want her to be E3 minimum, so with 3 stars. And that's it. Overexalt does help because her Overexalt allows, basically gives the Awaker 35 elements at the start of turn for 3 turns, which is helpful. And that's the whole comp. Essentially, feed as much elements to Sanga and make sure she can Overexalt. And that's it.